yeah, ban these apps because everyone's attention was because TikTok was growing in India like crazy.
Nepali movies haru ahilesamma pani it's the same storyline ke. Boy meets girl gives him some attitude, boy falls in love, then one of them dies, and like
the dying thing. So I want to make something really twisted and dark which would like disturb people. Anything happens, I'm mentioned. Post, speak. And it kind of bugs me. I'm like, no, I'll speak when I want to. If you have access to TikTok, you have access to the internet, and you can do many other good things.
Exactly.
Educate yourself, people.
It doesn't take long. Don't think just because you're done with school, you're done with educating yourself. School doesn't teach you anything in this part of the world. I've always thought there was nothing unique about me, but then when I started being myself, I saw people liking myself, and then I'm like, okay, I have something that people like about me. Yay, like I don't have to put up a front.
So first, you have to actually understand yourself. Then like know what you like, what you don't like. Then you can actually make life decisions about like what you want to do in life. Like who you want to be with. You know, then like how do you want to portray yourself? What makes you happy? And I think like you have done that.
Hi everyone, I'm Kritisha.
And I am Aditya.
And welcome to Dhikichyau, the podcast. This is episode 33. And we are still continuing the influencer series. And today we have with us Parakram Rana.
Hi.
Hello. Welcome to Dhikichyau, the podcast. Yeah, we are like so excited. So before we begin an introduction at Bandagari, let's just like give a shout out to all our sponsors. Coffee 8848. They have amazing coffee. And also Anona clothing. So hamro ajako clothing, the wardrobe is also from Anona, and we have some goodies for you as well from Anona and Coffee 8848.
I love clothes and coffee.
So let's get started. So Parakram Rana, he is here with us. If you do not know who he is, you are probably living under a rock. Because like I think Parakram has a very strong presence on social media and all that. But for people who don't know, he is a content creator, he's an influencer, he's also a celebrity stylist and vlogger. So welcome, Parakram.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we are like so excited. Like I was just telling him that, you know, he's like one of the first guests. Jo lai chai hamle email गर्ने बित्तिकै he replied in like 5 minutes ke, and we were like so excited हुन्छ नि, like email पठायो, and like I'm just like, oh my god, he replied so soon. It was a positive response, so we got like really excited.
No, I was so excited too. I was like, yay, I've seen your podcasts all over TikTok, and I was like, yes, this is a fun one.
Yeah. So maybe we can start with your journey, sort of, because you've grown as an influencer, especially in Nepal Mountain. I think you were based in Mumbai before this. So like, what is it to be an influencer to you? How did it start?
So I think the word influencer scares the crap out of me because I'm like, that is such a responsibility to have. And that's why I'm glad you used content creator also, because I'm like, we are creators, and just because we've gotten followers, there are people who will get influenced by us as they do with anyone else. I think everyone has the power to influence, you know, but when they put that whole pressure or that responsibility on us, we're like, we are just living our lives, and now, you know, just because people are getting influenced, that whole responsibility just to us as influencers, I just get really scared. So I think what it feels like being an influencer, because you've asked that, is that I think there is a lot of stress because you can't influence people in the wrong way. You know, you have to be right, and you need to be well versed in whatever you do, because there are people who are watching you and may follow what you say.
Exactly.
So it comes with a lot of responsibility, and that really it's a responsibility, I feel.
So like, okay, so what do you think is the difference? Content creator, influencer?
So I think influencer people it's a word which I think has a negative connotation in today's time. So we can either choose to reclaim this word, but I think at this time it's very difficult to do that. So content creator, someone who will make content and get engagement and just make good content, and just it's like a blog for me. I started off as a blog and it turned out into only Instagram, and then I ventured out to YouTube. An influencer is someone who influences, and I think everyone, actors or people who are working in an office job, also anyone who, if you have anyone who's junior to you or with your family and friends, I think we all have the power to influence. So just to put that word influencer, I feel like, oh no, that's too much of a responsibility.
Yeah.
I don't take that, but I understand why people use it, because that's what it's used all over the world in today's time.
Yeah, I think the line is very thin. Jumping from creators, content creators to influencers. Because after some point, like when you start making content and you start making quality content, you will obviously have that following and all that.
For sure. It's all about just being your authentic self. And you'll make faults, there'll be ups and downs, and just like admit to it and just say you made a mistake.
Yeah, definitely. I think most of the influencers I follow, and I think it's the case with most of the people, I think we talked about this in like our Purano podcast also, about the influencer culture and all that, is you follow someone like an influencer when you get that relatability when you can actually relate to them. So it's like very important for you to be yourself.
For sure. I think it's so important. Like people don't want to only see the goods, they want to see everything, like how you live. They don't want to only see you see what clothes you wear and what food you eat, but they want to know about you as a person.
Yeah. Also, when you show them that alkati vulnerable side and
for sure.
It's like the human connect.
For sure. It's just being yourself. Obviously, you can't show everything there. And you have to draw a line where what you don't want to show people.
Definitely.
But try to be as authentic as possible. That's, I think, so important.
Yeah, I think we were talking about this last podcast, man. Like, if you fake something, like how long are you going to fake it for?
That's people can see.
That's going to consume more energy though.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. And people can see, people are so smart in today's time. Once you're 18 and above, you're an adult, and people are smart.
People will see right through you.
They see through.
Another thing, like I just wanted to know, from birth till here, like how do you get to this point?
From birth till here?
Yeah, just like a short story.
Okay, so birth, I was in, no, many people want to know that also because we're confused.
You're born boy. Is this the...
No, but then like your story.
The journey,
the journey.
Like how you started with your blog and how it took off to Instagram, YouTube, TikTok and all that.
So when I went to Bombay to do my college, I started off wanting to be a filmmaker, and I interned while I was in college only with a film, and I was just like, this is too much for me. I don't think I can do it. It's so unprofessional. Hours and hours of work, maybe not unprofessional, but like overworking, and I'm like, I'm going to get old in like 5 years. I don't want to get old too soon. So I was like, fashion is there. That's something I've always been interested in. And it was booming. It was starting in India. So I wanted to be a stylist then, and then I joined Vogue. I got lucky. Somehow I managed to get an internship. And after that, then I assisted a few celebrity stylists for 3 years. And I did styling by myself for about a year. And that's when I was always active on Instagram. And that's when my Instagram started picking up. And then some offers came where they're like, why don't you come for this event? We'll pay you. And I'm like, wow, they're offering me. Then I was like, this is also fun. I can.
This is still in India?
Yeah. India.
Okay.
It's India. So I was like, I can monetize through that. This was, I think, 2016 end.
Okay.
So I was like, I can monetize from this. Why not? You have to be smart. You need to make a living. So then slowly, I started shifting my focus towards Instagram and then YouTube. And then I put that like as my primary job.
Okay. Did you consider Nepal Tetibela?
No. Tetibela I didn't, because I've been in Bombay. I had already been in Bombay for 5 years back then, and I was settled there, and I was like, and that
didn't
time,
really have any plans to come back, Khali?
Yeah, I did. So that time, influencer, this whole thing, this content creation thing, wasn't a thing in Nepal yet.
Oh, right.
I think it's so new here. In 2019 only it started coming. Sorry. So I started working there, and it was going great, and then the lockdown happened. So I got an opportunity to come back to Nepal, without feeling guilty of missing work. I was like, I don't have a choice. It's a lockdown. I was in Nepal actually when the lockdown happened. So I stayed on and did my thing, being active on social media. I joined TikTok in Nepal, and that really took off. And then I just kept going on, and then it really took off. And I started getting work here. So that's the reason I'm still here. I haven't hurried to go back to Bombay, because I'm getting work here. Why not stay here and enjoy Nepal, my home, till I can, because it's fun being home. Yeah, it's been a long time. I'm coming back after 15 years.
Oh, 15 years.
So you've always been out.
Boarding school,
So before you going to Bombay, so you were there for your bachelor's?
Bachelor's. I was in boarding school in Rajasthan for 7 years. 7 plus 8, it's been about 15 years.
So you've mostly been in India, like majority of your life.
Yeah, majority of my life.
And like my order, like how is it? So since Mumbai, Bombay is like the biggest hub for the biggest celebrities in like Asia, and like how is it working there? And how is it different working in Nepal?
So I think, it's way more professional there in the sense that because there's so much competition, if you lack, next, Whereas here in Nepal, it's growing. So I think it is more easier to make a mark here. And professional-wise, since they're monopoly in so many fields, that professionality lacks. So I think that needs to be worked on, but it is getting better. And but it's way more cutthroat in Bombay, You're just a big fish in a...
Bombay go, like whenever like the things we were talking about were working in fashion, I just like kind of remember the movie Fashion Money. Like, is it actually like that? The movie
So that's a very dramatic, like highly dramatized version of that, but it kind of works. And I feel like after that movie, people got so inspired by that film that the industry started becoming like them, because I see some people from the fashion industry acting like that. I'm like, that's very abnormal. And I'm like, I think they really like the movie Fashion. But it is to an extent, but it's become better now. Things have changed so much in India also. When fashion was coming out, the industry was so different back then. Now it's become so global that it's way more professional, so you can't go around just having fun or just like showing your attitude there.
If like most people don't know what a stylist actually does, so like what was your actual like day-to-day life like as a stylist in Bombay?
It was very hectic. That's the reason I left it and came to this, because the styling, the whole process, arranging clothes from the PR people of designers, getting all the options in the right sizes, all in a timeline. You have to do it 2 days before the event to get to the actor to approve it, and then do fittings and further like tailor it and then give the clothes. It requires a lot. You need to give about 8 to 15 outfit options for one event, just so that in case if you give 5 and they say no, then you are in a soup, You give as much options so they at least select one.
So we like take us back, So like I am a celebrity and like you are my celebrity stylist, So I have an event coming up 2 days prior. So like you pick out all my outfits, give me options, do all the fittings. So that day I just choose and go.
Yeah, so not that day, a day in advance.
Before.
Yeah.
Okay. So like you do that for only events, or are there like big celebrities who just like do that for day to day?
So there are some celebrities who will do that for day to day, maybe like airport looks for their personal things.
Yeah.
But mostly it's events, because with events then the production people pay for it, for the stylist and everything. So then that makes.
So do you also have to do the shopping for them?
No, that is a personal shopper.
Okay.
There's
a difference.
Yeah, personal shopper. Stylist we borrow clothes from designers and we return it right back.
All right.
And we have to the actor has to give credit to the designer. There's no money involved between the designer and us and the actor.
So whenever you hear people on the red carpet saying like, you're wearing this, you're wearing that, they're actually not buying the clothes.
No, because they'll get it for free. Why to buy?
Exactly. So they're just like renting it out and they give it back.
Yeah, it's not. So we call it sourcing. Renting involves a kind of fee, but sourcing is like you're just borrowing it and returning it for like a barter collaboration. You promote us, we'll give you stuff for free.
Have you done styling here though?
Here? Yeah. No, I haven't done styling here because I think the market is so new. I've only known of 1-2 stylists. Now there are stylists.
Yeah, the only stylist maybe like moile dekheko haru like I have a friend called
Uzu, she's so good. Yeah.
So she does styling for like mostly shoots because I don't think there's like big red carpet events.
Yeah.
And I don't think the celebrities are like
Yeah.
Stylists or it's mostly for
the market
shoots.
is not like
there. No, the event people won't pay the celebrity stylists for their event, so the actors will just directly contact the designer. So it's not a thing yet here. Mainly for shoots.
Right.
Makes sense.
So there's celebrities, there's content creators, there's influencers.
Yeah.
So
But I think there's like the overlay in all of that.
Exactly.
Because like there are like all these celebrities who are getting into social media a lot. You see like Will Smith go YouTube page popping out a lot आजकल, you know. And like they've trickled down to making their own content. Obviously they might have a team, and they're not doing it all by themselves, but they are creating their own content. And then obviously they're influencers as well. So like I think that overlays everywhere. And like kind of like we see now Nepal mai pani and like Baira pani there's TikTok stars or like Insta stars who've like reached that celebrity status.
For sure. In America it's huge.
Exactly. So I think it does have to overlay and like a stair to climb.
Stair to climb for sure. Now there are many ways to become famous in the way you want to. First it was only through films, and now with web series actors have so much opportunity to make it to the big screen. And for us also like just to go through start from scratch through social media and make it there.
But I think the celebrity and influencer ko chahi, like influencers don't really have that media training, you know. They just like start from ground zero. They're just like working their way up. They're celebrities. They get sort of the training how to be out there.
And the media is there from the beginning only. So even if you're not that popular, you'll have the media like being paparazzi around. So the training is there for sure.
So influencers are like more like so humble types. If they're like starting on their own, because you like
they can be more relatable and more like
relatable
more
and
human.
You sort of like see their entire journey.
But what about you? Like you've been in that circle, I know, like Bombay Mapani, and like here you're starting out, you know. So what does your pathway look like? How does the stair look like? Where does it go?
So I don't know. Every few months I think I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And sometimes it like stresses me out, but I'm like, something will come out of this. I guess, you know, if I keep growing in what I'm doing right now, if I start a brand in the future, it will help me out. You know, if this wears off, then I can always start a brand or something. I've been thinking about some business or something like starting a brand.
The main goal right now is to build your personal brand. And like then monetize that, maybe like clothing line or whatever. Once you have your own personal brand, you can sell whatever you want with your name on it. That makes sense. Have you ever like considered acting?
People say that. I don't know how to act, and I don't enjoy it also. I just, because I'm not a performer in terms of acting, it's very difficult to play a different character. If I have to be myself, maybe I can act it out. But if I have to be a different character, it's something
that's a whole new thing.
Yeah, it's a whole new thing.
And it's a task.
A task.
And people take like it's the khali jobs for granted.
Like you said, negative
and all of that. They feel like it's so easy. But then like it's not.
For sure. They're just like, why don't you do acting? Why don't you be a model? I'm like, I can't even as a model also, just for me, going on set, being with a team of people who are looking and just posing, I can't do that. I find that way more difficult than making a video where I'm, you know, promoting something. I mean, it's just, I keep telling my model friends, how do you guys look so calm and pose? My eyes become big or something. And it's not easy. People think it's so easy. I'm like, no, it isn't. Everything has their difficulties.
Only like, so do you have an agent that you work with who gets you all the gigs? Like, because recently I was seeing you in the Sabyasachi H&M. So like, how do you like work directly with them? How do you get that?
So for this collaboration, it wasn't through an agency. It was through the PR team of H&M only. And we've been in a long-term collaboration in the past. So I am with agencies both in India and Nepal, but it's not an exclusive agency, which means that I don't have to exclusively work with them. Because there are some agencies who say that any work you get has to be through us. If not, then we take a cut and we'll manage everything. So they'll give whatever work they give, and we do our own thing separately. So PR people, they come to us also separately instead of always contact.
So the different ways of like influencer, content creator, getting job is like either
through
it's basically
agency?
advertising no. The major thing is advertising promotion.
Yeah.
Because like you have eyeballs on you and like the company just wants to promote their product and that's how they sell it through you. You know?
Yeah.
So one way is the company directly approaches you through their PR team. That is one way. The other thing is through agency. Company goes to an agency comes to influencers.
Yeah.
And so you have both right now.
Yeah.
There are people coming to you as well, and you do work with few agencies who get you those. Nepalma, I think the most prominent and this only one is Uptrendy early.
Oh yeah. Are there any others? I don't think so. Not that I'm aware of.
Maybe like some trying to pop up, but I guess like the Uptrendy they have the major market share.
Yeah.
I don't see many
They've been
others.
marketing about it.
Yeah, for a while. But I think like this India Matse is a huge.
It is. There are heaps of agencies and creators are just, most of them are with an agency or so. Like even me, I just joined an agency in India while I was in Nepal, like about maybe 7-8 months back. But before that, I didn't join an agency because I thought I was getting work by myself. And I did try out 1-2 agencies. They didn't end up giving me much work. So I was like, why to be associated with any company when I can do it myself?
Yeah. But then like, what are the difficulties of like on your own?
Freelancing agencies and tie up on that.
Yeah. Because like I think like major tultulo gigs big companies they kind of work through the agency.
It depends. Because I did get some big projects, quite a few. And in India and
freelance
garera. I was with Amazon and all of them, and they directly contacted me. For them, I guess it's easier also for the brands because then they
get a better deal, you get a better deal.
Yeah,
there's no
and they can
middleman.
directly contact you.
Yeah.
Sometimes if it's a good agency, then it's good. The agency will make sure everything is done. Their creators will give good content. But if the PR person has a direct understanding with the creator, then it's easier. Then you just message, this is the collab. It's easier, faster.
Yeah, so you are like very active on YouTube and TikTok and all that. So how are you like pumping content all over?
I am struggling right now. The last month and a half, I haven't been that active on TikTok. I need to make a comeback. But that may be because I'm also focusing on YouTube because I see YouTube as a more practical social media platform for me because I think it helps my audience relate to me better because it's more personal, longer. You can see who you are, and then also you get a revenue stream from YouTube, which
TikTok it's not there yet, eh?
Yeah, I think they've started it in USA, and they were planning to start it in Nepal, but this whole thing getting banned in India and all the team is all over the place.
Yeah.
So now it's stopped, but no, you only get it through ads in TikTok.
Yeah, I'm quite excited how they're gonna monetize it, I would say. Because Nepal it's like doing really good, man. The reach. I think the only way TikTok you get is through the like posterहरूको बारेमा TikTok बनायो भने. Yeah. त्यो गर्यो भने मात्रै.
What do you think about the TikTok ban in India?
It was a political move. There was a war going on in the border, Ladakh, and China sita, and people in India were just heated with China, and it became such a nationalistic thing. Like, oh my God, India, made in India, boycott China.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, you can't boycott China because 80% of the things come from China, whatever byproducts and everything. But the government used that to, I feel, just to their benefit and say, ban and ban these apps because everyone's attention was, because TikTok was growing in India like crazy. And they were like, TikTok is a Chinese company, ban it. So they used that and they
banned TikTok, they banned
PUBG.
Yeah.
They just went ahead and did it, man.
Yeah.
Like, सक्दैन भन्दा भन्दा like.
TikTok people happy, PUBG people weren't because all those people who were saying ban TikTok, they're like, oh shit, we play PUBG. So they found a way to get PUBG back.
Yeah.
But TikTok, I think, what I see, I don't think it's going to come back for a while. Which government party is going to take that responsibility to bring back a Chinese app in India? And they're just going to be like, you're pro-China. So it's a little messed up. It's gone, I feel.
PUBG ko to alternative आएको थिएन 4G
Frontline or something like that.
No, yeah, that's how. It's the same thing, but then in
Yeah.
India, it's the exact same thing.
Same thing. But they can't do that with TikTok because they'll be like, oh, it's come back. But frontline, the gamers are like quiet about it now. And I'm like, so unfair. Bring back TikTok.
I'll ask you another question. So like, Bollywood, there's this close association with politics. And so like, how much is it affected by like politics and Tyako party and all of that?
So I think with this new government, they've been so weirdly like, I don't see democracy there much. It's more like dictatorship in India. So these actors have no choice but to keep shut, because if they don't keep shut, they'll be boycotted. So, I mean, yes, they have a responsibility, and I'm like, I get it, but it's a lot of pressure to, speak up against a government who is bullying you to not speak up, and you will lose out on so much.
Yeah.
So people put all the, blame on them. You actors aren't speaking up, but honestly, it's difficult. You don't want to lose out everything.
You have direct pressure from Mathi.
People won't support you then. The whole country will go against you if you, go against the government, and you're finished. So no
it's
right businessman.
Right.
You may have a responsibility, but you're a businessman by the end of it. An actor is earning money out of whatever they're doing. They don't want that to go.
Yeah, makes sense.
How much is the Bollywood funded by Underworld and?
So it was a big thing back in the Underworld times.
Yeah. So back in the Underworld times, is like Oilite is different.
Oilite Underworld isn't there. It's
not there.
The Mumbai police finished everything when that whole shooting happened in the late 90s. Underworld is not a thing, but back then it was all about the Underworld, Mumbai. Now, no. I mean, the Underworld have all gone to other countries, and I don't think they have money.
Yeah, they've all like shifted to politics again.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
So now it's more direct. Now it's more obviously there must be politicians who fund, movies, because it's a huge business. It's a huge industry.
It is. But the thing is that these production companies have so much money, like Reliance and all of them, that they themselves have the money to pump.
Okay.
But unless they have ties with politicians who are also giving money, then I don't know. But otherwise, I think politicians are making heaps of money by themselves. They don't need films to earn that extra pocket money.
Yeah.
So when you were living there, you didn't see any like direct connection with politics directly impacting the movies?
Mumbai is, people lately have painted Mumbai out to be such the Mumbai police is corrupt. I think Mumbai police is so good with what they do. People feel safe. You can go to them. They will fix things. Women feel safe. And the city is doing well, with whichever government has been ruling. The Mumbai police is actually good. And what was the topic again? It was about...
the connection with, politics.
No, I don't think so. I don't think many politicians, like I said, I mean, they earn money through many other ways and way more.
Have you stayed at any other place other than Mumbai?
Rajasthan, Ajmer, went boarding school, but I've been around Rajasthan. But no,
How
I've been
is it
around.
different?
It's so different, Bombay is it's so diverse, India. Delhi, Bangalore, Mumbai only is poles apart. You're just in a different world altogether. Rajasthan is completely different. Lovely, beautiful.
Yeah, but that was when you were younger, right?
Yeah.
School days or
Yeah.
After you started your career, you didn't really work?
No, but I kept going there because so many friends and family also. Actually, my relatives also from Nepal. A lot of them are married off in Rajasthan. So I keep going. It's my second home after Bombay. Obviously, Nepal is my first home. Before I get flagged for that.
Right.
Yeah, so I sort of wanted to get back to the TikTok, YouTube thing. How you said TikTok is shorter, so you can't really be yourself. It's just 30 seconds, 1 minute, or 3 minutes you can upload khali go, and YouTube is more of long form khali go. So how do you like long form contents?
How do I like long form content? So I quite enjoy it because, growing up, I always wanted to be a filmmaker. So I have that passion still with me.
Do you still want to be a filmmaker?
No, I don't. But now that I can create my own vlogs. It's like a film only. You make like a documentary film when you have your liberty to do what you want to. And because of wanting to be a filmmaker, I grew up editing while my friends were playing sports. So I was doing all of the creative things, and it's helped right now. So I like it, yeah. Editing could be a task, but if you're motivated, you just edit and get going with it, yeah.
And
Well,
also
in the Nepali movie industry, so mostly when I started creating videos, I started with making afne short movies. Okay? So it was about there's proper actors, not proper actors, afne sathihharu, but then when I initially started, we started off like that. So त्यति बेलादेखि I always had this, यो एउटा इक अब I लाइफमा एकचोटि चाहिँ I'm going to make one movie हुन्छ नि भनेर and don't you still
I do
have
feel
that
I feel that
you do के एउटा चाहिँ हुन्छ के though you don't like the word लाइफमा एकचोटि चाहिँ maybe when I retire or when I retire or something when I'm हुन्छ नि kind of done with everything one movie चाहिँ छ that I want to make खाले.
No, for sure.
Have you ever had an random story idea that you would want to see? Because Nepali movies are अहिलेसम्म पनि it's the same storyline के. Boy meets girl gives him some attitude, boy falls in love, then one of them dies, then
the dying
it's the same script all over and over again.
Don't generalize this story. I think there are some it's coming up, some of the good movies.
Like the Kabaddi series. I don't know part, but few.
You can literally count them in your hands or anything different. Is there some, something that you would want to see or you would want to do Nepali because you wanted to make a film what genre would it be or
maybe really twisted and dark. That's what I wanted. That's something I've always enjoyed watching. So I want to make something really twisted and dark which would disturb people and keep them thinking instead of just only entertaining and making them laugh.
So walking out of the movie theater, you want them to be
mind fuck.
Yeah, not sad because a character died, heartbroken, but because
some movies, especially Indian movies, I was so disappointed to see we're going into gossip territory, but I'm enjoying this,
it's fun.
So I was so irritated to see you. Farhan Akhtar's new movie थियो नि, Tufan.
Okay,
have you watched it?
Someone dies.
No. So it's about it's supposed to be about boxing, because I went into that movie feeling I'm gonna see a sports inspirational movie just like Milkha Singh, but that they just added everything they were हाम्रो demography के छ India ma, what's the main problem going on and they literally played the Hindu Musalman card के.
That's such a common thing they do.
So it's so bad ke the girl is Hindu, the guy is Musalman, and then the girl is well off, the guy is Topori, and they fall in love, and about the guy gets aligati so he's taking off. Then there's a downfall. This pachi the girl dies, and then he makes a comeback and he wins full wild.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, you don't once you get halfway through the movie, you don't even have to watch the rest. You can already tell.
But they manage to marry or stuff.
No, they get married and the girl dies. Malai say that movie felt so forced. The movie was forcing you to feel sad for the guy. They were forced playing all the cards, all the religion card, all the class card,
romance,
everything. And there's I literally left it halfway through. I'm sure that guy wins at the end. That's the same thing with Nepali movies, and it always has been. There are some amazing Hindi movies Netflix series are doing insane. Amazon is doing insane, and I think slowly Nepal ma bata pani it's gonna go jasto लाग्छ Nepali
it should the
only issue is they don't have that funding and money in Nepal. You see these glamorized films who are inspired by Bollywood or Korean dramas and music videos, they look so nice, but when you go and watch the movie, I'm the direction is done so badly, the editing is not worked on properly, the voiceover, the dubbing, everything is just if they had a big budget, I guess they could have achieved that. I don't know. With more
only someone, why can't the Nepali people get the dubbing right.
Hey, they don't know how to get the dubbing right. It's like
exactly
the girl or guy is angry and the dubbing is like Ma yo gari raj. I'm like, what's going on?
it's like timi ke garirako
Yeah, when they're angry, like
it's like timi ke garirako
yeah. They need to get that right.
Yeah.
They really need to train.
that really like to
Spoils the
whole experience ke. You can't feel it at all.
Hope.
And त्यो चाहिँ is still taking it on. So dark and twisted.
That'll be fun
Dark
to
and
watch.
twisted.
But I was
I'll just like I always wanted to make like a crime drama kind of thing. So in the 70s, like Freak Street ma, Basantapur ma, that
bit
like
of a history
that hippie era. So I wanted to portray like the hippie era Nepal ko, but then it's like fiction. So the era everything is like everything is right about the era, the cars, the place, everything. But then people are fictional, so there's like there's
fun.
drug dealers and there's like foreigners, and then there's
so
like
nice.
Holga mafia shit, and there's also like some
That'll be
royalty,
nice.
corruption, and all of that. That
People
would
want
be
to
fun.
see the hippie era.
Yeah.
I think it's fun then.
Right,
You don't know what it looks like. You don't
exactly.
Have it in films.
I just like wish to recreate that someday, and I would really, really love to see some actual good historical drama. Okay?
yeah.
Like a
नेपालको त
mythology
बन्छ
को
यार
पनि।
मजाले
Right?
हिस्ट्रीहरुको like it's not been talked about के
Oh. There paisa धेरै चाहिन्छ. So in India only they're struggling for Mahabharat. You know, or things like that.
Bro, Mahabharata is something like
Okay,
no matter
altogether.
how many remakes you do, it's gonna work. Okay?
Yeah. Oh.
Like though everybody knows the story, they just want to watch it over and over and over and over again. And I think like it's the same with like all these abo. के भन्ने? Wait, the director
Who makes what?
who does all these एकदमै elaborate
Karan Johar?
not Karan Johar history.
Tell me a movie. I'll know it. There's so many people do it. You don't even know a
Is
movie.
Ranveer Singh and Deepika.
Sanjay Leela Bhansali.
Yes. So damn, Sanjay Leela Bhansali, like that guy is god,
Yeah.
man.
He's so good.
Yeah. So something like that. Even if we could just do like 10% and like replicate Hamro history ke, about like Rana Sashan, you know, all of that,
Yeah.
and that would be so good ke, about like Kot Parva or like
Yeah.
insane
Yeah,
events.
maybe-
That has happened. in the
Yeah, maybe that's why like Nepali people are not very well versed with the history पनि होला के because we don't have that media हुन्छ नि portraying हाम्रो history or like booksहरु पनि सब बाहिरको मान्छेहरुले के लेखिरहेको हुन्छ and all that,
Or it's in Nepali and then we don't have access. Everyone doesn't have access. So
Yeah.
Or it's
Either-
biased.
Yeah, either it's very biased, either it's written by like Nepali writers in Nepali and it's like mostly their own family members, or it's written by some like foreigners who've just like,
been in Nepal for some time.
Yeah, and they're like, wow, amazing, exotic, and they're writing a book.
So what I was gonna ask was about like since you've worked in the Bollywood industry and like directing and all that, how does that help you in your YouTube content creating? Like,
So
what is the process like?
Directing, I hardly did. I interned and I enjoyed because Priyanka Chopra was in that film and I was a
you're a
crazy
huge
fan.
fan,
So and I was still in college, so I only went on days when Priyanka was shooting. But direction might. Then apart from that, I didn't get much.
But at least you got the exposure.
Exposure, yeah. How it works on set, it made me, and even like as a stylist, when you're shooting, you only don't do events, you also do ads and all,
Right.
working on set. So that definitely, I hated being on set. It was just, I felt, I don't know, just away from your work, you're on set, you're just, I don't know, I felt very like, something didn't seem right. I've never enjoyed being on set, at least behind the scenes, because I just
You
didn't
like
feel
the back end work more.
back end work while we're on, like, getting clothes and fixing it in their house and all. But on set, you're just sitting, waiting for the shoot to get over, a little bit checked. So I found that really boring. But how has it helped me? I think styling hasn't helped me much in what I'm doing right now. It gave me more experience maybe on how to be better dressed or how to get clothes. It helped me actually. I forgot about India. When I'm in India, since I was a stylist, I was in touch with so many PR people working for celebrities. So they come to me now that I'm also like growing on social media. So then I have a better connect with them and they give me clothes when I need to. Because designers don't pay us money to promote their clothes. We request them for clothes for content for us, you know.
Right.
It's the other brands that pay us, which are creams or products, food products and things like that. It's not the designers who give money.
So how does your like YouTube content making process look like?
So actually, I try to create a structure so that at least my content gets better. But I always end up doing things last minute in life, and it's worked out. And I'm like, okay, this weekend seems like I have 2-3 things going on. Let me just vlog. Let's see what comes out. If it's fun, it does. If it's not, then I'll try editing it out to make it fun.
Do you have like a certain day or time
Schedule,
that you
do you have that schedule?
No.
Not really.
So, but I think that's the thing with working on your own for yourself, is like you have the liberty and the freedom to do whatever, but then there is also that other side that like slacks off. Okay? You take things for chill, and you tend to like get laid back and like.
Yeah, do you feel that pressure to like pump content or like unsani, or do you feel that blues unsani because like you set a target and like unsani because you're like freelancing and you set a target and because so many things are happening around, you miss the deadline or something. So how is the ups and downs, Khaligo?
So for sure, I feel the pressure because, you know, the pressure is there to create content. But me as a person, if I work, I will need a break. I need to like balance that out, which may not work when my competitors are constantly, they have a, you know, schedule, like no wasting time, 24/7 creating content. And that makes me feel like maybe I need to work harder, you know, and I guess that can stress you out, but it also motivates me because I feel, pump more content. At least now when I'm beginning in my career. So later I can chill.
Yeah, I think influencers, content creators, celebrities, they have that mental health ko pani they're more vulnerable khali.
For sure.
Because like there's so much pressure, and there's like so much hate and so much, and everyone is just like trying to give you unsolicited advice or like their opinion khali. So how do you like?
They're trying to give you opinion and they're trying to ask for your opinion about everything. Do you get like afno comment section ma?
Everything.
Like,
something is going on. Talk about. I mean, in the beginning, lockdown, yes, I talked about things. And then after a point, I'm like, you know, I can talk about everything, but I need to talk about things that I truly, you know, work for and believe in instead of just posting about it. So with time, I've realized I don't have to talk about everything. There's some things I want to speak about, I'll speak. Those that I don't want to, I mean, there are many other people speaking about it, you know. They put the whole onus because I have spoken about certain things. So now whenever something happens, it's sweet of people to think of me, but it is very hectic because anything happens, I'm mentioned. Post, speak. And it kind of bugs me. I'm like, no, I'll speak when I want to. You know, if I'm well versed about it, I don't want to just speak it because it's the hype.
But I see you being very active on social issues.
But I've taken it slow because I've realized now I want to be sure what I'm saying. I want to read up.
That's so important.
You know, I want to see who else is speaking about it. If there are other people speaking about it, I don't have to speak up. If there's no one speaking about it and I believe in it,
it's got enough traction,
then I can, then I should butt in. But otherwise, I'm like, there's so many people speaking about it. Your mental health also, because there's so many people who come attacking you when you speak about it, who may not agree. And even though you know you're doing the right thing, but that hate is just really that
so heavy.
The usual hate that people will give, I hate you, or they'll give me slurs, homophobic slurs. That doesn't affect me as much as when I speak about something and they're like a group of people who hate you because you've spoken about something, you know, that I find a little. So that has also made me back off a little because I'm like, I'm not ready for this all the time. You know, I don't want to go through it. I may be doing good, but it's very hectic and I'm not ready for the hate.
I think that that's one of the major pressures influencers face. It's like बोला भन्छ बोले पछि पनि बोल्यो बोलेन भने पनि बोल्यो टाइप हुन्छ नि.
Then something else comes and they'll forget about whatever.
Exactly.
Content creators are like the mental health ko लागि I think it's like very important for them mostly.
Because for us it's our content is everything. For actors they can still act and get away with, you know. But for us it's all about our social media, and to get that much hate from the people who follow us is everything for us. As compared to actors can ignore it, work, get busy doing ads, movies.
It's such a double-edged sword, there are a bunch of people who are like relating to you, who love you for you, but then the moment you do something that doesn't settle with them, it's like like just like out
and
there's
no chance. People don't give a chance. So that's something we struggle with, I guess.
I think like when you came to Nepal, I think the community, the LGBTQAI community, like they openly welcomed you, and like I've seen you in so many like events. I've seen you everywhere speak on those topics as well. Do you like to be introduced as like that with your introduction? Always.
No. It's a lot of pressure again, right? I think.
Because like like whenever I see like most of your interviews, it's like,
yeah, like he's from the LGBT community, he's openly gay.
Yeah,
that's the
main like introduction. I'm like, why do you have to do that to a person? Like whenever if somebody calls me on, if I call like some other guest on, then it'd be like, he's a straight guy, coming here. That's not my introduction.
Necessary,
That's not like necessary.
Unless you're an activist and all, but I'm not. I mean, I speak up for my community, but that doesn't make me like just an activist, you know what I mean? So that also like people just think that, okay, you're an activist. I'm like, no, I'm not an activist. I speak up for the right.
And another thing, like Nepal, if somebody's in the limelight and somebody's in the limelight and also is like associated with that community, they're just like expected to be talking about it all the time.
Why can't we create space for people who are in the
community, other people who haven't?
No,
I've stepped back because of that same reason. I'm like, let other people speak. I've spoken my bit. I did it. I made a mark. I mean, people heard me out. Now let other people also speak. There's so many other cool people.
Definitely.
But then, a country like Nepal, which is like kind of like about these. So I'm like pretty sure you've faced your fair share of
struggle.
In being accepted. For sure. And TikTok is like the mass of the world. The whole country is on TikTok. So you get to know what kind of comments they make. You know, at least for like a year and a half, I wanted to know what they think of me. You know, it's only recently that I've filtered out those words that they put on me. I'm like, I'm done. I know what they want, and there will always be these people. So I've filtered it now. But otherwise, you know, I came to Nepal thinking, people are so much more chill. I don't think they'll care. They'll accept me. But then when I started, you know, making videos, and then I was like, oh God.
Why TikTok? But you actually get a reality check.
Reality check.
Like, because like, हामीले पनि TikTok मा कति धेरै कन्टेन्टहरु push गरिरहेको थियो नि त लकडाउन बेला and we thought it was like decent, you know. We actually liked the content we put out खाले and then like we see so many hate comments हुन्छ नि like I can't really relate to it खाले के.
I think like TikTok मा चाहिँ is a lot of fake accounts and they'll just like point out the smallest things ever and just like hate यतिकै अब किन इंग्लिश बोलेको टाइप्स के नेपाली भएर इंग्लिश किन बोलेको हावा कुराहरु हुन्छ नि.
It's just like the ground reality के because like majority of Nepal because हामी नेपाल भने काठमाडौँ मात्रै सोध्छ नि त and like because we have that, you know, group of people who we get along with, we're never like exposed to
we're in the bubble, you know.
अनि like त्यो TikTok ले चाहिँ like good reality check दिएको जस्तो
about where Nepal is at the moment के अब त्यही त like she said, you know, we surround ourselves with people obviously like you're not going to hang out with people who are going to make you feel like shit. And then you surround yourself with like people who like good friends and then your family and obviously they accept you for who you are. But then like TikTok is a wild place. And like for you to obviously like भनिराख्नु मन लाग्दैन तर since we know the like it is like what it is हुन्छ नि it's like quite commendable for you to हुन्छ नि just like be yourself क्या यस्तो environment मा पनि.
No, it is taxing, but after a point I realized I have no space to feel affected by homophobic people or transphobic people because, I mean, you have so much access to seeing other people from our community, to read online and still to just have this thing fixated that no, you guys, it's unnatural, you guys have a disorder, disease. Just like this is so old school, like if you have access to TikTok, you have access to the internet and you can do many other good things.
Exactly.
Educate yourself, people.
It doesn't take long. Don't think just because you're done with school, you're done with educating yourself. School doesn't teach you anything in this part of the world.
Exactly.
It's such a sham. It's rote learning. Ratto and give you exam.
Exactly. It's about like the same thing I asked you, isn't how why people and like whenever I saw like we were researching about you and I was looking at like post like past interviews and stuff and then harek interviews not this introduce her and I was like why do you have to do that and I was asking her and like she was like tara नेपालमा अझै पनि त्यहाँ पुगेको छैन नि त so maybe like that is important at least like some representation so like हुन्छ नि people will see भनेर but I would imagine a world where like everybody just like you don't have to, you know, introduce people by their sexual identity but I think like some people wanted to like put that forward.
Yeah, and that happened. So like it started off with that being the highlight, and I was like, it's okay. Yeah, we need that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bio, but now you don't have to keep only speaking about that because people don't want to keep seeing that.
Yeah. The sexual orientation is not your entire identity.
I spoke about it. I'm done now. Yeah, I will never hide it. I will obviously speak about it, and it's always good to bring it and give representation, but it doesn't have to be the highlight. Like you said.
Exactly. When we were having this conversation, I was telling him the same thing. Yeah, the ideal world, how we imagine it, like we don't just want that to be the definition.
It would be really weird if like somebody like called me on and introduced me like we have a straight male.
Yeah.
You would never hear that.
For sure.
Yeah, but like we still need to get there.
We need to,
So what you said is like completely valid, Unsani. Like it you need that, but after some point it's just like
after some point it doesn't have to always be the focus, and give it to other people also. That's a step. I'm like, no, let's not keep this as the focus. I have done my bit. People have watched my videos. They have access to see it if they search me. So we can talk about something else. Sometimes it pisses me off. Also, I'm like, it's only about LGBT. Yeah, I speak about it. I want to speak about it. I speak it. Other people should get the chance.
Definitely. So let's move on to the content bit a little bit. But for people who want to start out, and what would you want to like? Some of the things that helped you while you were making content. What's the advice you would want to give them?
So I think there's a big scope for content creators in Nepal because there are eyeballs waiting to see. TikTok is there. YouTube also, I've seen... I started getting active back on YouTube once. I'd already made a mark on TikTok. So I thought, okay, because of that, I did well. But I've seen my friends who've started YouTube from scratch and they've grown. And I'm like, people are wanting to watch you everywhere. So I think if you show your authentic self, apart from only lip syncing, if you do something different, speak, show your personality. I think everyone is so unique in their own ways. Like everyone is, I think I've always thought there was nothing unique about me. But then when I started being myself, I saw people liking myself. And then I'm like, okay, I have something that people like about me. Yay, like I don't have to put up a front. Just the fashion, Instagram front. That's how YouTube made me grow. It made me more confident. So I think just show your true, authentic self and be vulnerable in front of the camera if you're comfortable. People want to see that. There's so many other people.
For content creators, there's just like be yourself.
Because it's so saturated, the market in the world, that everyone's just happy and showing their glamorous side. Show that, but also show the ups and downs.
But you also have to like kind of find your niche. Okay? Because just like you said, like can't just lip sync because that's entertainment. You look at it once, but then like there'll be another like 10,000 like they lip sync or your video. But if there's something that you're bringing on the table, then if there's something special that nobody else is doing, suppose you're teaching people how to style, then that is unique to you. So I can like keep like subscribe to you and then learn new things.
Give value.
Give value. So I think like finding your niche and like providing value for your viewers.
For sure. It's that finding your niche, like you said, because I never expected to jump and dance in my TikTok videos. I did that while I was in lockdown and they did really well. So I was like, woo, okay. I was never going to get into this thing, but I did. So that also is okay. If you lip sync and you're getting views, well, it's a business.
If you're good at it, if you're really good at like entertaining people and people really want to see that, like,
great, it's lucky.
Man. Like you've got it, you've made it.
Yeah, and then there's so many pretty people where people just want to see your lip sync. Lucky, good, go for it. What to say?
There's so many pretty people and people just want to see you. You just have to exist. You just have to exist.
You just have to exist. Great, just take that privilege and use it. What to do? Can't take that away. So the niche is very important. What people want to see. If you want to show that also all the time, you need to still like, for me, my different social media, I'm a different personalities in all. I have many personalities in one only, but in Instagram it's more fashion, more cool, and also relatable things because people have started liking family, just me smiling, not a professional photo shoot all the time. They don't like that much. My pictures, which I'll click from a camera and smile, will get way more likes than a
professional
photo shoot.
shoot.
And this is not only in Nepal but in India also.
Yeah.
So they want to see relatable people.
Yeah.
So
They want to see you like just like shopping or going out like not studio shoots. Don't do that well.
Not studio shoots.
Yeah.
And that works out. So Instagram is that, YouTube you be yourself. TikTok just have fun, like dance. Obviously I speak about issues also. But I don't want to make it only about that because, you know, everyone doesn't want to only see that. You have to mix it out well and know they will watch me if I get their attention doing other things, you know. I can't, if I started off being angry, you know, speaking about LGBT, no one would have even started watching, you know. So you have to find ways to be able to, the balance. Even let your whatever you want to say out.
So how do you manage like your personal life and your digital life? Okay? Is it the same? Ki like how does it go? Because most people say, you know, Paul, you had this notion of keeping things private. Because people don't have to know what you wear, what you look like, what your family does. Those things are private, Nita. But oily with social media, we see more and more openness. Okay? If you open Koseko social media, you get a clear idea of their life. You know. So
I think I'm still one of those people.
Who needs to
the private
private.
No, that's right,
So how, do you draw a line? Ki, is it like blurred out?
We just like open and like comfortable with it.
So there's a thin line. Like I always, when I started off in India, where there's so much competition, I always drew a line where I didn't show my personal life much. I was still dealing with my own self-esteem issues, you know. If I would be myself, people would say you're so feminine, all these slurs, and it would really affect me. I was like, I want to fit in with the rest of the bloggers.
Not ready for that. Khali.
I want to be relatable to the big audience who may not be relatable to me because I'm gay. You know, they may have a thing against me. So in India, it was all about cool pictures. It was all about Instagram.
Having fun.
Yeah, having fun, showing
Looking
a
good,
fashionable front, not much videos, mainly pictures, not showing much of myself through videos, not much relatability in those posts. But when I did YouTube, I came to Nepal 2 years before the pandemic, did YouTube videos. That did well. But still those videos, there were hate also, okay? So those hate really affected me. I was like, oh my God, I don't want to show myself. I don't think people will like it. So I stopped. But thanks, like I'm really grateful for the time I've been here in Nepal because we were locked down. We didn't have much to do. And what Instagram can you do while you are locked down at home? You know, what pictures will you take at home? So luckily TikTok was booming then and YouTube. So because of that, I could show who I am and people started accepting me. And I also saw in the beginning, you're always like, oh, I don't like myself. I don't like my voice. But after 10 times, you're like, yeah, I'm used to it. And this is who I am.
Yeah, this is me.
So that really helped me also love myself better and be more relatable to people. Okay, so now I show myself. But yeah, I mean, in front of the camera, obviously, I'll have more energy. When I'm live, I'll have more energy. After my live, I'll sit down on my sofa and chill. I'm not going to be talking or chatting or entertaining people because people are like, how do you have so much positivity? I'm like, it's because of you guys. I'm live and it's fun to do it when, you know, I'm live or I'm creating content. But I'm with my family and all. I'm a bore, I mean, I'm not 24/7 just talking to them and entertaining them. So there is, I mean, you show your real self on social media, but you could be really boring in real, otherwise, you know, which you don't want to show that. You don't because no one wants to see that. So
I think like one of the most popular videos on your YouTube channel is the lockdown at home video. Yeah. Where it's like a mini home tour with your brothers and like your mom and everyone. So I think like this month you've had like the most views, I guess.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, one of the most views.
So I think like that shows exactly that people want to see your life. Yeah. People literally just want to see how you live, where you live, how is your family like, you know.
Yeah, how the person is.
Yeah. So
it's just getting to know you more.
Yeah, so that definitely for any content creator, I think that's one tip you should take seriously is that don't only rely on Instagram or TikTok. Go to YouTube, let people see who you are. And that really helps grow. Like my Instagram is growing so much more because of my YouTube and because of my TikTok, you know. I'm directing people to go to my Instagram because organically for Instagram to grow with pictures, there's not much you can do to grow.
Definitely. reels छ तर त्यो नेपालमा छैन
त्यही त so annoying.
One thing I also wanted to ask was like your content creator ko jun चाहिँ journey हुन्छ नि like first ma okay you gave some tips as to how to start and how to mobilize different platforms khaliko but like I don't know if it was one phase where like creators were like posting videos of like them breaking down because it was just like so hard for them to constantly pump in content khaliko like famous influencers haru pani ke ani that is completely that's like completely understandable because like there's only so much you can pump in and like you have to be yourself and like the pressure huncha ni
another one thing about going viral and making like your post for more views. The more extreme things you do, the more views you get. So I think that was the time when you start seeing like extreme vlogs, like Logan Paul like going to the woods and like all of those things. And you see like like vlogs are kind of extreme. People just like doing some dangerous stuff like
for views,
like literally putting their life in danger.
Even for TikTok,
exactly. We've literally seen people die. There's like Nepal mai pani like shooting TikTok and stuff, and it's weird. And it really like I was having this conversation like with the people I used to work with, and there's like content creators like don't have a life, because their whole life is about creating content, isn't it? Their whole life is about like how do you make this look fun for others? How do you make this look extreme, or how do you make this because हाम्रो पहिले चाहिँ कन्सेप्ट के थियो भन्दा चाहिँ नर्मल कुराहरू गर्यो भने why would you watch it? And if you're doing something like normal,
have to be extraordinary.
Like why would you watch it? And then like it was just extremes. Like, have you had that feeling that you have to be out of the box, you have to do something crazy to get views or like
because I think it's a part of the content creation journey. You have to like okay one up खालेको जानु पर्ने खाले हुन्छ नि त्यसले गर्दा चाहिँ at one point it might get toxic and the breakdown videos are so understandable. They're just like ranting हुन्छ नि, or some of them are like crying in front of the camera, editing it and posting it. Like it should be like a lot for them to take in to actually do that. To post that हुन्छ नि.
Somehow I've never ventured into going extreme because I'm very conscious of who I am as a person. I have a personal life. And that should reflect in my life, in my social media. I don't want to be like a crazy person on camera. My friends and family think you're mad. And so I'm very particular about that. And like I said, like you said, content creators don't have a life. They have to keep
kind of like
content.
That's kind of an assumption.
No. In a way, it makes sense because I may be going out to have fun and I can vlog it, but when I'm vlogging, there has to be something also, There's so many times I go out to have fun, but I don't want to vlog about it because I don't want to show the highlights. There doesn't have to be highlights when you're like, I'll go out sometimes, I want to chill, relax, and that time you can't vlog. But if you're vlogging everything, then there has to be something like, guys, cheer up, let's have more fun, which sometimes is fun. Like I occasionally vlog my events, and because I'm vlogging, I enjoy it more because my friends are also pumped up. I'm like, we have to do this, let's do this, we're doing fun stuff, and like literally like when I was in Chitwan and we were doing a vlog for the resort, I was like, oh my God, a crocodile should really chase us because I'll get 1 million views. But I didn't literally mean it. But I was like, come on, there should be something. But that just is like made it more adventurous. I didn't stress up on it. But for people who constantly have to create, I guess they want something like that all the time.
Yeah. I think you're like very mature about that. The content and like being yourself and like putting your mental health. But then like, I think this case is mostly for like content creators who are like, completely relying upon it,
and
because like
relying upon the viral content.
TikTok
viral,
filled with extreme content.
You need the sensational stuff.
Definitely.
Have to do something out of the blues, like
and
hang out.
Like that's how their revenue is also generated. And you need to sort of like do something extreme. And sometimes you have to do things that you don't even like doing, just for it, so that you can make content which you actually like. Because they go down on the revenue. So sometimes I feel like it just gets caught up in that vicious cycle.
You have to balance out. Like sometimes there are many things I may not want to do, but I'm like, for my vlog I'll do it, and it will be something that I would have like, I don't like dancing in the rain, I don't like getting wet, but I was like, oh my God, I'm doing a home vlog and it's pouring outside, I definitely want to get wet in the rain and shoot this. So
that's going to get
enjoyed
views.
it. Yeah, that's going to get something extra than sitting. And I enjoyed doing it. So people are like, oh, you love getting wet in the rain. I'm like, no, I don't. But I loved it then. Like, there's this bungee jumping. After all, people, you give me $1 million, I'll not bungee jump. But there's this talks happening where I may vlog about it. I'm like, oh my God, it will be so much fun.
I might
That's because I
consider
enjoy
it.
what I do, okay? So I'm like, it'll be so much fun if I bungee jump and people see me shit scared in front of the camera. And and that is the only reason I've considered doing it. But you can't do anything dangerous, and the people who do extremes and dangerous levels,
so you're
that
like
is
considering
scary.
it.
I think when you're saying this, I think there's like two ways of seeing this.
Oh.
So there's like one that's like actually like pushing you to do something you're scared of, pushing you out of your comfort zone. That's nice. That's actually a positive thing. That's like you're getting over your fears. But then there's another thing where it's like just because it'll get you views, you end up doing it. So
extreme things,
extreme
dangerous
things.
Or like really whacked out things. For sure.
So
I think at the end of the day, it's like how you take it, how you utilize that platform.
I've become a more fun person because of my vlogs and just social media, because I've got more things to do. Others, maybe I would have just sat at home and had nothing to
and
do.
also you have so many stories to tell.
So it works out,
Do you think like this is a tool for everyone? Or do you think it's like only a select few, not a select few, but then like you need to have like some form of maturity to have it? Because like Oile, obviously they're young kids who are like literally growing up with this. And you see your friends like 8-year-old, like 10-year-old, 12-year-old like making TikToks and doing the same things that we're talking about. Just wanting to go viral, wanting to have that fame, and they do some crazy shit. And like, because they're not really think it through though. I know. So what do you think about that? Like,
is it sort of a danger to get in when you're younger?
No, I mean like that, because the fame hits you, the dopamine hits you, man. You want to like feel like people have eyes on you, that you want people to know you, and to be able to have that, to be able like that is achievable. You have a TikTok account, and if you do something, people will watch you. That is possible. But to have that and give that to a 10-year-old or a 12-year-old, like
age definitely makes
is that like
no? I think it's it's very scary how these kids have access to social media at such an early age, when the app themselves say it's not allowed. An app can do so much to control it, but after a point they're machines, or
you can't just like we talked about how like though TikTok and everything is banned in India, VPN works. There's always a loophole around it.
No, but TikTok, it doesn't work, huh? TikTok, you cannot do it unless you have a SIM from outside the country. If I'm using a Nepali SIM, then I can use TikTok or American whatever SIM, but VPN, nothing.
In India?
They've strictly banned it,
Damn.
So that means you could actually, so that means that you could actually like ban a whole app, but then like porn and most things like though it's banned, like VPN works. Okay.
So it's like partial ban.
Partial ban.
It's like political ban. But then like tum log jugaad kar lo.
You want them to suffer.
Bhai jugaad kar lo.
Jugaad kar lo.
Just don't do it in front of us. So then illegally it's banned. But then like
technically you can still get through.
Okay. That's interesting. I didn't know about like
No one from India uses TikTok. Like there's so many people, and I was like, I thought people are going to use VPN and it's going to work. But I was like, no one. And then I started asking. They're like, no, you can't VPN.
But like TikTok ma एउटा दुईटा गाना त हिन्दी पनि आइराथ्यो त, Indian song covers-हरु.
Covers त गर्न मिल्छ होला नि त.
यो त कति नेपाली मान्छेहरूले गर्छन्, Indians all around the world. They have a whole community.
Right.
Exactly.
Millions and millions all around the world.
Billions होला. There's like so many Indians everywhere. Obviously the Bollywood scene and the Bollywood music is obviously that like insanely popular around the world. So I don't think it's like created, like doesn't have to be created in
from
India.
But makes sense. They must because I saw like some viral audio use गर्न मिल्छ नि त TikTok मा is in Hindi, so I thought like
there is
But see about like kids and like how social media is still like a double-edged sword. You can't like so obviously like it's educational for kids, and like at a young age, like the things we were never exposed to, they can get exposure to that, learn everything. but then like there's another part as well, okay?
Yeah.
Like that is like overwhelming, and like their little brain can't like actually comprehend like everything they see on social media, and like plus the the things that we talked about. So yeah, it's still like so many things to figure out as a society, okay? Like how do we play this along, how do we take this forward? Parenting is another important thing, okay? Like
censoring it for kids. I mean, YouTube Kids is safe for kids. They need to have that. Parents in our part of the world have let us do anything, in the West they have that PG-13 and they're strict about it. The parents don't show kids things that even may not have scary stuff but are for the adult minds,
Exactly.
Here everyone watches bacha cha entertain bhaira cha TikTok ke ta hola nachira hola, but they're seeing many things. They're getting influenced. They're not in the right minds, and that's why
those are the main people who get influenced. They see. So if you're young and you see somebody doing something, they might be a professional. I know you see a gymnast or something, and then they're doing like crazy flips and all of that. And people just like they see like parkour artists are like jumping from building to building or whatever, and they want to do something similar. They get influenced, so exactly like
also like the point you said about parents and YouTube देखाइदियो मेरो काम सक्यो types खाली हुन्छ नि
and like
it's easier for the parent खालीको
it's easier for the parents as well. पहिले त बच्चाहरु भयो भने खेलाउनु पर्यो, बाहिर लाउनु पर्यो, यताउति गर्नु पर्यो. Now it's kind of like you give them a screen and they're like हुन्छ नि happy all day. So
it's scary.
I'm just like not excited / scary to see how that generation grows up to be.
For sure, both sides.
But about the content creation for young kids.
Exactly.
It's actually scary. Like how you're talking about content creation and all that, you're like very mature about it because you've had that experience. You've seen Bollywood and how it acts out and like celebrity life and all that. So I think that's helped you sort of mirror perspective for the conversation we've had. And it's helped you to become more mature about the content you put out and how you perceive the comments and how you put yourself out there. But for kids, like
they don't we look back at 18, 17 when oh God, why did we do that? They're getting access to do everything they can at that age.
I mean, you can't even expect kids to know everything. They're kids at the end of the day, No,
it is scary. I think there needs to be a lot of laws and restrictions as to being able to use it. There's so many kids using. All these kids are the ones who give me hate, homophobic slurs. I'm like, how? What is in your mind? Like, who are you getting inspired by? What is going on? It's so sad to see these kids do this. The older people are getting more understanding. Kids, like the mothers and fathers are more sweet. Oh, Babu, we love you. This is the kids are trying to be cool and me like, Timi yo. I'm like, scary.
I know, man.
They're getting influenced.
Pile like, already like, I used to get into like
bashing them back.
And then like it made no sense like bashing a fake account.
They get pleasure. They get pleasure. We get affected.
Exactly.
When you reply, it's just like
They say, oh, thank you for giving me attention. Oops, I did give them attention.
Then they go back and forth and like that's the
One more thing I wanted to talk about was like about whenever I've seen your interviews and all that, you've sort of like embraced the privilege that you come with. And for us, like first ma start gareko, the episode was about privilege. We talked about privilege check because at that point I'm the post-pandemic suru gareko ni ta. And like so many things happening all around the world in Nepal, and we just like felt like we had to sort of address that. And malai personally say after that episode, it sort of like took a toll on me. About the
guilt trip.
Guilt trip. Oh my God, I'm so privileged. It sort of like was holding me back in doing so many things. And like I've seen some of your interviews and you're like so openly talking about it, and I feel like once you get to that point where you can openly talk about it, you've crossed that guilt phase. So like
I'll give more context to that. I think like Teti Bela start Karni Bela that was the main reason we started the podcast, because when the lockdown happened, we were in our own sweet bubble and we were just like, and we'll work, earn money, like success. And that was the only thing. Yeah, productive at home. That was the only thing. So when the lockdown actually happened, we were still like having our own sweet time, like Netflix. The only real problem we had was like, there's nothing to watch on Netflix.
We're bored.
Exactly. And this we started like seeing actual like reality of things. And then we started having conversation.
Like forced to see that.
Forced to see all of that, everything that was going on. And there was a lot of protests that have been going on all around the world.
Which was necessary.
Exactly. And that was when we were like, damn, like we've always had this blanket of privilege that we didn't have to deal with the problems firsthand.
No.
I'm like, well, even the problems firsthand, delay garnu pare thiena, you know? And like that is when we were like, if you listen to our first episode, it's literally just like bashing ourselves for like not being aware about and like just like being covered in that blanket of privilege and being in our own bubble. And like I think like that kind of takes a leap. And like the way she's like, you know, addressing like how you openly embrace the privilege that you had and like openly talk about it. That's like actual maturity.
Yeah. So like, did you have that phase? Like, how did you?
So the thing was, you know, I've been in Bombay, India, where like I've had my own struggles there, where I didn't feel as privileged because I'm Nepali. I didn't fit in as much. I was always trying to fit in because I was not from the same country. And Bombay, you struggle. So when I came to Nepal, I came with the mindset that, you know, I struggle in life and this, but I didn't realize the privileges I have in Nepal. I mean, I do, because of my privileges in Nepal, I got the privilege to be in India, good school, being in Bombay, living there. Started off my parents helping me out when I was in college. So it made me realize in Nepal, you know, when I didn't realize my privilege, I was in my own bubble. This whole lockdown, people started speaking. They said, what are you talking about? We all see our sufferings, you know, we don't focus on, you know, the things that we have because we already have it. Then I just sat back, I'm like, no, I really am very privileged. And it's not only in Nepal, it's also in India. I mean, because of my education, I got to be able to mingle with whoever, get the right work, make the right circle of friends. I may not have a godfather in that industry, but I still have that backing of just education and just exposure that I got being in Nepal with my family, with the school, you know. So definitely. And then, you know, people started speaking up. Like you said, very important that they started speaking up. We learned a lot. And I was like, yeah, dude, I'm so privileged. Look at the other people that's suffering during this COVID times. Many other things. We've had it so easy. We need to be grateful for what we are, because even though we may not have a godfather, but we've made it because of our privileges.
Right.
I think like Amrut, when we had that realization, the first feeling was guilt. Just the guilt of being privileged. Like, damn, like I never knew that. Never like had to experience that. You just feel guilty.
And Instagram post garna dhari guilt hune types khale ke. And I used to like tell him like, bro, like I feel so guilty.
Yeah. No, that happens initially, but then by the end of it, you have to be grateful for what you have. You know, you can't hate yourself for your privileges. You're born that way, and be grateful and help others. I think we're not privileged, and that works
like exactly use that privilege as a platform to then like explore out, then like help others, like do this, like this is out of privilege.
For sure.
No matter how much you say like Nepal ma, you can start your own podcast or whatever. We had some form of privilege to do this as well.
For sure.
Yeah, definitely.
And we just like want to use this platform, and obviously like you were using your own platform to just like create something.
Yeah, more like every time I used to talk about the guilt and the privilege, like you would tell that kid like being privileged does come with a responsibility.
For sure.
So like being guilty about it or boasting about it is like useless. Like either you can either like boast about it or like be guilty about it. Both of it is like useless. You better like use it to do something good.
You have to just accept your privileges and like acknowledge them and work towards giving others a chance and just not putting them down and understanding.
But do you get that in like also social media as well?
Oh yeah.
Like you only hear because like, you know.
No, I get that. I mean, honestly, people view my posts more than they like my posts. You know, I've seen so many creators have lots of likes and the views are half of mine. And I feel like the reason that people don't like it because they're like, this guy's privileged, yeah. What are we liking?
Why does he need it?
Why does he need it?
Why do we need to support him?
Yeah, why do we need to support him? And I think that's where I've realized, because I'm privileged, people won't. But there are other people who, have made it from scratch, without the privileges and done big. They get so much more likes and followers, and I see that and I understand it, and I'm like, that's okay.
Have you also faced that, the classist, difference in Nepal? Because Nepal, I feel like that's a thing. Okay? People just want to hate, like, well-off people. Okay? Because I remember previous my friends Tyson and Neha were like just in the last episode, so they did an episode of spending 24 hours in a bathroom. Okay? And उनीहरूको चाहिँ
challenge,
they did a challenge, उनीहरूको चाहिँ like main comments नै त्यही के हुन्छ नि, like your bathroom is bigger than my bedroom, हुन्छ नि, it's like that's not even a task, हुन्छ नि, there's not even who, and they're just like hating खाली हुन्छ नि. Have you felt that way?
I get that a lot. Like that's one of the reasons I don't want to also show much. I mean, I don't have a choice because I'm being myself. But
the balance, man.
Yeah. It's
like, how can I not show it, because like this is
this is me. But then, like you said, you can't like just show less and be true to yourself by showing less, because people don't appreciate that. Rightfully so, because we are so privileged, and most of the country isn't privileged, maybe because of the privileged people, the history of the privileged people, the richer people, the business people, politics ma bhaira. So I honestly, when they get upset, I'm like, I understand. I understand. They don't. How do they come to what they want? If they want something, a bigger bathroom, how do they get there? It's difficult in Nepal to grow. It's really tough, and I understand.
Like the oppression kind of which they feel, majority of Nepal, because we fall in the privileged group. Privileged bunch, and there is like that dislike towards that community and that's okay. And they generalize everybody. Inaru यिनीहरूलाई मतलब छैन, यिनीहरूको त लाइफ यस्तै हो, रमाइलो, यिनीहरू लाइक हुन्छ नि, they just like के भन्ने के, that negative condition के. But then we are like के गर्नु त ब्रो, अब छ त हुन्छ नि हल्का अब होइन, like how do you not be yourself, how do you like reject your family, like what do you do?
Not trying to justify all of that, but then like it's just like
of course
is what it is.
Like obviously about Nepal is the way it is, obviously there is a huge inequality like of income and all of that, but see, okay, like that kind of fuels the hate as well.
But there are no opportunities also, okay, to grow. Like in India, people, they still have some opportunity to grow because of the economy.
Yeah.
But here you don't. You are stuck. It's an inflated country.
Like you said, we can totally understand the frustration as well.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well, I think like that's one thing about USK. Like they idealize rich people. Okay.
Yeah.
They idealize people who've like are rich and they want to be like them. And Nepal, maybe in India as well, they kind of hate people who've made it. Okay? They envy
because
them.
They
and
can't get there.
Yeah, and there's this like crab culture. They're always like trying to pull people down. Like Nepal, I feel that was an immense sense of hatred as well. Okay?
Yeah, I think America, it's like the American dream.
Yeah,
like, you can actually build that.
Anyone can go. Yeah.
Anyone can do that.
You take loans and you start a business. If you're good, you'll get there. If you're bad, you can't. That.
That's why I think they want us to. America, like because it's doable, they look up, but then it's
they look up to them and they kind of see like, hey, like if I play my cards right, maybe someday I can reach there. Like Nepal, since like there's like oppression for so long, they look at them and they're like, unaharle garda nai I am here khale, and they just like end up hating everyone in that matter.
Yeah.
That hate shows in like social media and TikTok everywhere.
Yeah, and that's you have to balance. You have to maybe not like in the beginning when I came to Nepal, I was unaware of my privileges, lockdown. I showed a little bit of my family history. It was stupid of me, but just showing pictures because I think they like to see history. They wanted to see history, so it got a lot of views. I was like, okay, people want to see the history, but then it got a lot of hate also.
Do you get slack for being Rana?
Yeah, I do, but I understand why. Like, I mean, if someone hates me for being a Rana, that is weird because I was born in a family that I can't help.
Yeah.
But if they hate my ancestors, yeah, of course. Why wouldn't you hate your ancestors? I think only like
because of like the history they've had.
of course,
Nepal,
of course.
and there's like
So many people are suffering because of that, and it's very understandable. So I didn't understand that in the beginning. Case I was a little, you could say, boastful towards that, but I quickly was thrown to the ground and said, Parakram, it's like know where you stand. I was like, yeah, this is true. Like then I read up my grandfather's book, and I was like, oh God, yeah, I hadn't read it yet. Then it's really messed up. What was I thinking? And then I didn't focus on that. So, but people appreciated that.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
think that matters,
Yeah. There will always be people who like the history pictures,
Yeah.
the Raja Badis will be like, oh, love the king, love this.
like I like it, and then I would really like want to sit down and just like talk about history.
History, for sure.
Like however it played out, okay? You can't change it.
Yeah, for
Was
sure.
it
Definitely.
good, bad, whatever? You can't change it. And I'm not gonna hate you for like what your grandfather did or what your ancestors did or whatever. But I want to know what they did.
For sure.
I want to know how the history played out and like how that affected
the country.
our country and like how we are right now. Okay, so like that is an interesting topic. But like what people do is people just like त्यो एउटै मोर्च हानिदिन्छ क्या लाइक पास्टदेखि प्रेजेन्टसम्म एउटै कुरा जस्तो गरिदिने खाले क्या सो आई थिङ्क लाइक you need some form of like differentiation in that as well. So abo चाहिँ so we've talked about you being gay, being in the community. We talked about you being privileged and being from a royalty.
Not royal, they're never royals. Aristocratic past.
Rana bhanum.
Rana bhanum. That's enough.
All of that. So you've always been associated with different things. Have you had like a identity crisis khale?
I to always have identity.
Like you want to just be you though sometimes.
Yeah.
See, we're talking about how you're always associated with different groups, and like don't you always just want to be Parakram, like just like you, just like you as an individual, not a Rana, not like associated with the LGBTQI community,
not in India,
not in India, not just like you. So like, have you had that identity crisis?
I keep having that, and I feel like I guess everyone will have it. I mean, in all spheres, like even being in India, I'm like, I'm not fully Indian.
Yeah.
I don't like gel up fully. In Nepal, I'm like, people think I'm Indian. All of this. So I do get a lot of identity crisis, and I think I need to work on it by talking to a counselor or therapist because it helps. As of now, it's not affected me so much. I find ways to cope with it.
Yeah.
But definitely identity crisis.
That's a heavy question actually.
Because it's not easy to be gay. I mean, being gay, what part of you, there's a big spectrum to being gay. It's not only you're gay, so you're gay, like straight people are different, so different from each other, like personalities, interests. So I'm still have so many things I have to still accept and understand, and it is a process. But I'm working towards it, and that's, I think, a positive step. The crisis the hunsa in this capitalistic world, which we all are a part of.
Yeah.
But that like sense of belongingness, at the end of the day, like humans just want to belong somewhere. Find a community, find a group of people that they can relate to. And obviously, you have your family, and then you have your community, and you have like India that group.
But it's also like sort of the beauty in it, Khaligo. You have so many communities to call home, Khaligo.
Yeah.
That's also
just
like a kura garde janda it's like just a perspective that came in.
But also like so what we do is as Aru the general public, we try to identify people like if you're from the LGBTQI community, you have to be like this. These boxes. If you are like a privileged like Rana in Nepal, you have to be this. And like India ma gayo bhane, if you are a Nepali, the Indians also have their own like check boxes. Timi Nepali ho bhane, like you have to be this khale ke.
Stereotypes.
Stereotypes haru. And like you don't always fit into that neither.
Yeah.
And then
everyone
like,
is different.
Yeah.
Stereotypes only go so much.
No, it is tough, Like now I'm going to be going to Bombay. I want to go to Bombay, but I also want to stay in Nepal. And it's so different there, And then I'm like, oh God, Parakram, all your life you've been dealing with like India, Nepal, boarding school, Bombay. I'm like, this is now, but this is my path. I'm like, I can't help it. I have to just like deal with it.
Yeah.
That's what I've thought.
But I think like along the way, you kind of, find yourself, I guess, in that. But the combination of all of those things, they make you that, special cocktail.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like,
unique.
staying with you and like talking for an hour and so, it's just like, it just seems like so diverse, Nita, where you've been and what you've experienced.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And also, I sense a lot of maturity.
Yeah.
Hope so. I've grown and learned thanks to social media, I'd say.
Yeah,
Being
I think
vulnerable. I think being vulnerable and being open and like about yourself is the first step to like self-love.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
And like accepting yourself and knowing yourself is the first step to going out. Everything. So your career is, I think, directly going to be affected to. So first, you have to actually understand yourself. Then, like, know what you like, what you don't like. Not because alot, I am this, so I have to do this, or like I belong in this community, so maybe like this is what is expected of me. I belong to this family, so this is what is expected of me, and I have to do that. But like that's not always true. So you have to take a step back and just like reflect on yourself, all the experiences that you've had, like what you like. And maybe only after that, then you can actually make life decisions about like what you want to do in life, like who you want to be with, then like how do you want to portray yourself, what makes you happy. And I think like you have done that. That's quite commendable.
I'm working towards it. Thanks.
Like you could just like sit down with the person and like talk and like have that feeling. Nice.
Yeah, I think like the Parakram we knew from social media and like after this conversation is like change,
So I didn't have a good persona. That's what you mean.
No.
Yeah, you have a very nice, charming.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
This one reply got only garu we always have like problems taking compliments. Right?
Like,
what do I
shy and
do?
awkward. I'm like,
What do you say to like compliments? Like thank you and like.
Yeah, but honestly, like not saying it because like I want to flatter you or stuff, but like after this conversation on the whatever. So.
No, I guess it's very like when you were speaking, so important in social media to read what others are saying, not the hate, but what people like constructive criticism. I learned so much from Twitter. People say Twitter is only toxic. I said it's not toxic. Twitter is a platform where people have heated debates about things that matter, things that are important. So if I see it like it's toxic, I can say it's toxic. But if I see it like a way to learn, when I was angry, I was on Twitter, but now I'm not angry. But there are other people who are angry, and rightfully so. And I don't be like, oh no, I don't want to read this. It's the energy. I sometimes do that, but sometimes I'm like, I want to learn. I want to know what people are saying. I want to learn things. I think that way Twitter is actually such an important social media platform. And in Nepal, the Twitter community is strong. They speak such good stuff and write stuff. And it's good to see that in Nepal, these conversations are happening, because I came to Nepal thinking no one cares about anything. But people, are speaking and they're speaking sense. And we need these conversations to even like grow in other social media platforms.
Sort of those kind of people are just like left in that own bubble itself. There's always that same group of people talking to each other, and the conversation most of the time is just like left between them. It does not come out in the mainstream media.
People don't get to see it fully. You need to work, you need to make that effort to read what they have to say, which everyone doesn't do.
So it's a task.
It's a task, but at least the conversations are coming up, and it's good. Because this is how India grew, because people started speaking against those who thought they could get away with anything. And I was like, wow, it's coming up in India, Nepal ma kaile aula. But when I came back, I was like, there is a community and it's growing. Slowly, but...
It definitely is. Like I think like lockdown, that's like the positive side of it.
For sure.
Silver lining,
People started taking to the computers and like online groups and medias to form all of these, protests or talk about actual issues that matter. So nice. A lot of good that came out of it.
I think we've come to the end of the podcast, I would say, because we've talked about a lot of things. Yeah, and it's like wholesome. It was like I actually enjoyed today's podcast.
I'm glad.
We're so glad you agreed to.
I'm so glad you guys called me. It was such a fun podcast. I was like, yeah, and you guys wanted to speak about my work also, content creation, So I was like, yeah, I will be able to give some insights, hopefully.
Yeah.
So people who are starting out, so people, who are in the same boat as you were a few years back, maybe like this podcast would help them, get there, start creating content, or just like people who are intrigued about you and just want to learn more. Maybe like this podcast would help them. If there's anything that you want to add, like
at the end.
I think take advantage of the fact of being in Nepal. Nepal is a country where they don't appreciate like people of class and social status only. They like to see relatability, simple people, and Nepali people make them grow. Okay, people from small places, they are getting so much love and attention, and that is great, which gives everyone a platform. The same thing in India, you will be judged. If you are from a small thing to grow up, the bigger people will not let you come there. That's why I'm more particular in India, because I want to create this image about myself, and I want to grow. Here in Nepal, you are loved and you are accepted in any way. In fact, they may not like the people who are too class, the class, which is great. So it gives everyone a chance.
Right, makes sense.
And they give me a chance also, even though it started off with people hating me because of my background. So I think it's a lot of opportunities. Just create content, be real. People want to see real.
Saves a lot of effort too.
Yes. So create content, be real to yourself, be authentic, and find your niche. And
that's
you're gonna get there.
Yeah. So I think that's it for today's episode. We will be giving you the goodies after it's done.
Some sponsors.
So
coffee.
Sponsors. Coffee 8848 and Anona Clothing.
So we are wearing Anona.
I love the outfits you're wearing. I'm going to stock the page out.
They have organic.
Like full organic. And like organic cotton.
Yeah, they have
everything.
like biodegradable packaging also, which is like super cool. Yeah, so they're like actually good.
Eco-friendly, sustainable, everything.
Slow fashion promoting. So that's that.
Great.
And we really hope you guys enjoyed today's episode, and we will see you guys in the next one. Bye.